Good morning. My name is Sheena, and I do not consider myself to be a YouTuber per se. I consider myself to be an advocate for justice. Um, After surviving a lifetime's worth of trauma and injustice and biased treatment by the hands of our system, this is something I'm very passionate about. And also helping heal others who are coming out of similar experiences because it happens to a lot of us. And um, yeah, so if I'm a bit awkward and not like the other YouTubers, that's why. But I'm getting better at this and I'm trying, and it's really taken me a long time to get to where I'm at today to be on camera talking about my passion. If you are interested to know some of my story, my video, "What Injustice Taught Me," says a little bit of it. It's not the full thing though. Okay, so today I'm going to get into a little bit more details of the Justice app that I'm working on. Um, So, just so you guys know, it is not going to be like the hashtag Me Too movement. It will be private. Um, we're not trying to, because mistakes do happen. We're all human, and I don't want to be calling out people. The only way I think it would anyone would really get called out is if the advocate teams, the mediation, and the lawyer, if necessary, find something to be, outrageously illegal and it goes to court, then obviously. But yeah, it's mostly to bring awareness to the clusters, the systems, who may not be fully aware of the bias and unjust treatment that they are providing to their citizens. Because I've said this before, a lot of times people who receive this mistreatment through their system won't go through that very system to file a complaint. And as of now, that's what you have to do. And I want the Justice app to bridge that gap. Um, but yeah, I'm just going into a little bit more detail on that. Uh, Aside from that, um, I want to talk also about this. That's the wrong one. Okay. Um, this saying that I've heard often growing up, and I'm sure many of you have as well, that war is good for the economy. A lot of these sayings hold truth, but I like to dig into them because even though it is good for the economy, doesn't make it right. You see what I'm saying? And who think about who started this saying this anyways, and started to spread it around to society. And and look, I've said this before too. Like I mean, many people are guilty of saying this because I mean, just everybody freaking says it. But I just like to, challenge everyone to start asking why. Um, because what does war equal? War equals death and trauma, right? Lots of trauma and lots of death. And so if you say war is good for the economy, right? You're saying that the economy is more valuable. Money is more valuable than people's lives, right? And so someone might say to this, well, with the economy not doing well, how does that affect people's lives? I hear you. For one, I don't think that the economy should depend on something like war to, and I know it's not the only thing, uh, to thrive. This is something that has happened in our past, but if we can look further back and see, like, nobody drinks radiation anymore, right? Like, we learn and grow, right? We're not still cavemen or barbarians or anything. Some of us are, but that's okay. I used to be married to one. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Well, okay, moving along. So that's another thing I want to get into, the economic part of war. And I believe that, ta-da, the Justice app will be good for the economy. Because let's think about this, right? Many people who undergo bias, neglectful, unjust treatment by the hands of our system do end up being a bit dependent on that very system. Homeless, even on drugs and alcohol, um, or even holding their trauma in their body, which turns into sicknesses and illnesses, and are in need of tax-paying funds to support themselves. It's very traumatizing. Like, even for me, after all that I've been through, I would say the worst part is the unjust part, you know. Um More so than someone trying to kill me was the fact that they had all the evidence and nothing was done about it. Like, that's, to me, that hurt more, cuz people are going to be people, but our system needs to be for everyone, right? So once the Justice app is able to locate all of this neglect and biases, and it would the mediators and the advocate teams just really going to be there to, like I said, to help bring awareness, because some places people are not even aware of what's going on. Um, and it's just to, like, be like, hey, this is what we're seeing. Um, we thought you should know this. Is there something we can do about it? Type of thing. I mean, and think about it. Like, I don't know if you've ever been through a divorce, but I've talked to many guys who've been through a divorce, and they've said stuff like, "Oh, I got that one judge that everyone says he's like really hard on the dad, and the dad never gets anything." And I'm like, that's a bias against gender. You know what I'm saying? And we hear this. We hear this from people all the time. They know that, like, some of the times they know, like, oh, that judge is really hard on that type of person. How, you know? And this is still going on to this day. So, yeah, I believe the Justice app could even replace whatever wars are needed. And I mean, this is some deep stuff, and I'm still getting better at explaining myself and being on YouTube. Um, but yeah, this, along with some other things that are going to change for the better. Um, a lot of people like to say stuff like, well, not everything's equal, so, you know, it's not, they like to say, well, not everything's equal. Like, no, but no, we're not born equal. That's true, but our system's supposed to be there to treat us all as equals, unless you are a criminal, right? And look, sometimes these criminals are people who have been hurt unjustly by the system or neglected through public education or the justice system. And it costs taxpayer dollars to imprison these people. It's going to cut back on a bunch of stuff if we could just get our system to start doing the right thing for everyone. The other bad stuff will still be there. People will people, you know. If I could, actually I won't say that. fuck it, I will. If I could wave a magic wand and show you guys all that I'm trying to, it doesn't take much, guys, to look into stuff and see why things are the way they are, and then start to think of how we can fix it. Like give yourself some credit, you know? Give yourself some credit. You're smarter than that. All right, I better stop. But whoop. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for coming. I hope this turns out because I do not want to have to try again.